All right, we are here today in an F10 5 Series getting ready to install our brand new BAVSOUND Revenant amplifier. This is a completely plug and play 1300 watt amplifier upgrade for your BMW. That's over triple the power of your factory amplifier. We include this slick little harness, plugs right into your factory wiring, no modification needed. And this bracket on the back lets it slot right into the factory amplifier location, bolt down just like factory. It's all reversible without any modification needed whatsoever. One slick thing we've done on it, we have a little control switch here. This is the only thing you'll have to worry about in the install today beyond getting it physically installed and plugged in. This lets you set the tune. We've included two tunes which we've spent a ton of time on both. One is for your factory speakers, if you haven't done any BAVSOUND upgrades with us yet. One is if you already have the BAVSOUND upgrades installed in your car. The way you access these is by pressing the control button for 1 second, and then you'll see it flash either green or orange. If you hold it for 1 second and see it flash green, that is for your factory standard speakers. If you hold it for 1 second and see it flash orange, that is for if you have both our BAVSOUND speakers and subwoofers or either of those upgrades. So if you have even one of those, you'll want to use the BAVSOUND tune. The rest of this isn't user accessible with the exclusion of the remote out and line out if you're adding a separate amplifier and subwoofer enclosure in the trunk. The gain is not to be touched. The optical input, control input, etc. aren't to be used. The only thing you have to worry about today is that control button. Beyond that, we have our BAVSOUND toolkit here with us as well. I'd highly recommend this. It includes everything you need to get into the trunk of the vehicle or the doors of the vehicle. It's a great little kit. Saves you having to rummage through the toolbox to put everything together. This is an option at checkout. You'll want to add that to the cart. All right, let's dive in here and get this amplifier installed. And we will pull the trunk panel out. Set that in a safe place. Then from our BAVSOUND toolkit, we will grab our metal panel removal tool. And if you come in and look here, this might be a little hard to capture on the camera. We've got 4 clips holding this in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, which I'm not sure that the camera caught that, but it should be pretty obvious if you're looking. And to get these, we're just going to come in here, get behind it, and it pops out. That will probably fall down. Want to hold on to those and come through. Just one more. We got one more here. This car is optioned with, or maybe they're all optioned with, a rear cigarette lighter that will just stay in place. We don't have to do anything with that right now. And 4. This last one's a little bit tight, which you might run into. So I'll show you this here. So these are a 2-part clip. So we have this guy that goes in, the smaller portion will stay in the car. Sometimes that gets spread out. So you want to make sure to get both of those as you go through. Typically this guy will stay in the car side, but will release easily now. So once we've done that, you want to come in, and you can see here, we won't actually have to fold this back. It just kind of tucks in under this lip, and this will just lift out of your car now. Oh, it does look like we have to unplug this guy here. All right, so with this out now, you can see the plug for the cigarette lighter. This will lift directly off the back. It's just a slide on, and we'll get that out of the way. We have got the rear plastic panel removed in the trunk, so we're going to move on to our carpeted panel, which is hiding our amp, which is down here. There are 4 things we have to remove here. We've got our luggage hook up here, which comes out with a Torx T30 bit on our angle driver if you bought the BAVSOUND toolkit, or you probably have one of these in your arsenal if not. We have a little bit of movie magic going. I've already loosened that most of the way, and I'll show you to get that. So the bolt comes out. Then these have an interesting little lock design. You'll have to rotate it 90 degrees and it will slide out as it's locked in otherwise. So it won't pull right out, it comes out easily. Then we have 3 plastic clips, similar to the ones back here on this panel. We've got one here, one behind the taillight, and then one up top. So we'll start on the easiest to see one. So you just come in with your metal tool, get behind this guy, which pulls that out, which then allows this piece to come out easily. I'll do this one here. That. This guy in there. Got this last one, which is up top on this little plastic offshoot. I'm not sure how well this will show up for you guys, but you'll definitely see and find it in person. So we got that guy out. This came out as one unit this time. So from here, one little trick I'll show you guys. It's pretty tight up there, and that can be really hard to realign, I'll tell you from experience. So what we're gonna wanna do, you have to get it around this trunk hinge. You can see it's separated up here already. So we'll kind of work its way out of the trunk seal. Pull it around the hinge and just sit it like that. Now that we have got the carpet out of the way, the amplifier, or at least its plastic covering, is revealed. So the first thing you're gonna do, we'll lift up this foam piece that has the wiring running through it and just sit that off to the side. And then the plastic cover over all the goods comes out with a single plastic clip up here, similar to what we've seen. For this part, we'll need our metal panel removal tool, as well as our 8mm socket on our angle driver. So we'll come down in here, get this single clip off. A little bit hard to see, my head's probably trying to get in the way of the camera there. Well, it comes out in the 2 pieces, as we've seen before. You're probably pretty familiar with that at this point. This plastic guy here is going to lift up and set that off to the side, revealing our amplifier. Now this is going to look a little bit different to what you guys are used to seeing, as this is a premium vehicle we're filming in today, whereas yours is going to be a standard. What that means is we can't cover exactly how it's going to plug in. At least in this video, we'll cut in a little footage of a car so you can see the connection to the amp. But it's going to be as simple as unbolting this single 8mm bolt. So I'll show you guys that. At which point the amplifier will lift up and out. Now, this is going to have different connections to what you're going to be used to seeing. So we're not going to cover this directly, as you're just going to have a single black plug, which is going to go into the amplifier harness, which I'm going to show you in a moment here. So we would unplug this and get it out of the way, and then I will show you how we're going to install our amplifier. All right, so we are now ready to install the amplifier in the vehicle, which means we need to put on the included bracket and plug in the wiring harness. To do that, and we're going to need our T15 Torx bit on our handle, and we'll grab the 4 screws out of this little hardware pack that comes with it. Let's see. Okay, almost got away from us. So these 2 pieces will not be used for the installation. You can just put those to the side. So we got these 4 guys here. I don't know if this will come up on the camera, but it's a Torx T15 bit. And we'll take the amplifier, set that down carefully on its front, and you'll put the top of the bracket in line with the text here. So this will go up top. Slides up like so, and we will start putting these guys in. Be careful not to cross thread it. If you're getting any sort of resistance, you'll want to back off and try that again. They should go in easily all the way down. Don't want to snug it just yet until we have all 4 screws in. So with all 4 screws in and lined up in a star pattern, we will just snug them down. I don't know if you can see, I'm just using the tips of my fingers. We really don't need much torque at all here. It would be a real shame to strip these, so just go light on the pressure, snug it down. And that is on there, good as can be. From there, we'll take this harness on the Revenant amp. We have our 2 white plugs, which will plug into the amplifier on the appropriate ports. There's no way to get this wrong. Let's see here. That goes in. You want to make sure it's all the way in and this tab clicks into place. Same with this guy. And we are ready to go install this in your car. We've got our plug-and-play harness. The 2 white plugs are fully and securely connected. This black plug will go to the car side. We've also got our included bracket installed on the back of the amp. So the important thing to note here, you can see these little kind of winglets, I don't know if that's the right word for that, but we're going to go with it, hanging off, which are going to correspond with a couple channels down here on this factory amplifier bracket. So the way we're going to do this is as you're sliding down, you'll just want to make sure to apply forward pressure so that it locks into place, which it did not there. So let's see if we can get it this time. There we go. You can sort of feel, I'm actually kind of glad you guys got to see the couple times that didn't go in. So before we even have this screw in, this is securely in place as it is locked into those little channels down there. So from there, with this securely in place, we're going to take our 8mm bolt, thread that back in. Just going to line up the bracket just a little here. And make sure that goes directly back down as so. Should be able to thread that most of the way down with your hands. Then you can just snug it with our angle wrench as well as our 8mm socket. So that is securely in place now. And at that point, now like I touched on, this is a premium car, so it doesn't have the connection to go right into this. We just want to make sure to have a video of how you guys can get in here. This will just plug into your factory amplifier harness that came out of the amplifier mounted right here. We have a little control switch here. This is the only thing you'll have to worry about in the install today beyond getting it physically installed and plugged in. This lets you set the tune. We've included 2 tunes, which we've spent a ton of time on both. One is for your factory speakers, if you haven't done any BAVSOUND upgrades with us yet. One is if you already have the BAVSOUND upgrades installed in your car. The way you access these is by pressing the control button for 1 second, and then you'll see it flash either green or orange. If you hold it for 1 second and see it flash green, that is for your factory standard speakers. If you hold it for 1 second and see it flash orange, that is for if you have both our BAVSOUND speakers and subwoofers or either of those upgrades. So if you have even one of those, you want to use the BAVSOUND tune. The rest of this isn't user accessible with the exclusion of the remote out and line out if you're adding a separate amplifier and subwoofer enclosure in the trunk. The gain is not to be touched. The optical input, control input, etc. aren't to be used. The only thing you have to worry about today is that control button. So with that plugged in, we are ready to put our factory plastic cover back on. So that just comes here. I like to line it up. You can see where the hole here is with the hole here, just so you can get the alignment correct. And then these just slide over the metal. Let's see, like so. There we go. It's lined up on both channels. You can see it sits down flush. Take our plastic guy here. It's got the 2 parts. Little guy goes in first. Then you depress that to lock it into place. We'll take our factory foam with the wiring running through it. Slots right back in there. And we are ready to reassemble the trunk carpet. And we're going to need our luggage hook and our 3 plastic panel clips. I'll set those down here for now. So first thing to do is work this little slot around the trunk hinge. And then this guy, you can sort of see the mark going all around it, has to slide its way back into the factory rubber trunk gasket. So that'll slide into place there. And then at that point, when you've got it right, you'll be able to see the holes line up for the plastic clips. So I grab those. That goes into place there. That way you lock it in. Do the one behind the taillight next. Just already lined up for us. Locked into place. Then the next guy to get, don't forget him, is up on the trunk roof here. Same process as everywhere else. Okay, and then it will get locked into place. So the final thing to do is reinstall this. If you remember, we have to do our 90-degree angle. Once that's in, we'll take our bolt, line that up. I will save you the trouble of watching me tighten that all the way down. You'll snug that down. Your trunk floor sits back in. After we do this plastic piece, which I'll go over with you now. All right, we've got our factory plastic cover. We've got our 4 plastic clips. And first and foremost, we're going to plug the cigarette lighter back in. This can only go in one orientation on the plug. Just slides right back on. Then what I like to do is sort of come in at an angle and try to get it under this rubber seal so we don't have to unseat that. It's okay if you do, but you just kind of want to slide it up. And you know what? That doesn't seem to be playing today, so you can just go around with your fingers or a tool here if you're feeling crafty, but you don't want to tear this, obviously, on this pretty resilient stuff, and get this lined up in that gasket. We're on a bit of a time crunch with filming today, so this would be a good time to clean out all the dirt you can see is accumulated back here, but we're not going to bother. You can see, just like that, it's pretty much held in place. We just have to go through with these plastic clips. So, again, usually easiest to separate it. So you can see with this little guy, he goes in first. So with that in, take that and lock it into place. And I'm not going to make you watch me do that 3 more times rather. So we've got 4 of those total to go in, back across. At that point, the trunk carpet will come in, sit back down, and you are ready to enjoy your amplifier.